Disaster and hope are two of my old friends, and they go hand in hand for me. Starting with my name itself, I felt it was a complete disaster. I studied science at school, and my heart was never there. I wanted to pursue careers in creative industry, but I come from a small town, and we did not have much idea about it. My parents figured out, and we got to know that there is this great school called the National Institute of Design in Ahmedabad, and but it was very hard to get through. But hope at heart, I managed to crack it. I went to NID, I studied graphic design there, and due to my own inhibitions and reserved nature, some of the questions remain unanswered. So I decided that I think I should pursue my studies further, and I applied for master's courses in the US and UK. Fortunately, I got through a couple of schools, but for some very valid reasons, I decided to go to Purdue. Big disaster. In terms of money, time, effort. I spent a term there, and I realized this just doesn't speak to my heart. The course was geared very differently. It did not speak to me at all. How do I tell home, how do I tell dad that I have done another disaster? But hope at heart, I managed to simultaneously get through the Glasgow School of Art, and I moved to Glasgow in 2010. I had wonderful time doing my master's at the Glasgow School of Art, and had some extraordinary experiences at Lars Müllers in Switzerland, landed up a job at Faber and Faber in London. Like for all of us, for a very deeply personal reason, I left England and I moved to India. Before moving, I was careful enough and I had a lovely job at hand, at least at the look of it. I landed in Delhi and I realized that job was a complete disaster. But I don't lose hope that easily. I managed to get another job within a week's time. For a season and for a reason. Again, my heart wasn't there. Before doing my master's, I worked at Penguin. I always wanted to return to my Orange, to my home, to Penguin. And as luck would have it, I managed to get home in the August of 2015, and I've been working there from last 4.5 years. So this has been sort of how design happened to me in all these years. I work with stories. I work with people, my editors, authors, sales and marketing teams, booksellers, readers. And there are connections with them. So stories and connections, and I'm going to talk about the stories of those connections today. I'm a designer who believes in making my own images for the cover because it helps me connect my head, my heart, and my hands, giving it a very bespoke personality to it. So I'm going to walk you through the story of disaster and hope through these covers. My first story is for my beloved author Ruskin Bond, The Room on the Roof. As I said, accidents are beautiful and they don't leave me that easily. I read this book, which is about 3 friends and what happens to them. So there's a lot of pain and love and attachment. After reading the story, I was so moved by the narrative that I decided that I should go and spend a few days with Ruskin and hear it out from him actually to get into the skin of these characters. I spent about 3 days in Landor with Ruskin, and I returned to office and I had a very clear idea what I want to do for the cover. I thought I would illustrate this image particularly because of the affection I developed for the narrative. I'm also someone who's very close to nature, and I love collecting flowers, collecting dried twigs and leaves. And while being in Landor, I was also collecting few leaves and twigs here and there. So when I painted the image for the cover, and I scanned it, one of the flowers from my diary fell on the scanner bed and got scanned. What landed up was an image with the flower. When I sent it to Ruskin, He loved it, and he wrote me a letter back saying, I love the flower that you introduced on the cover, because while the room was absolutely empty in the story, I had a pot on the windowsill of that room through and through. And this is what happened. My next story is by Venkat Iyer called Moong Over Microchip. And this is a story of the author who lived a fast-paced IT life in Mumbai, and I was getting very stressed about his existence in Bombay when he decided to take a hard look at the life where he was headed to and decided to take up organic farming in a small village near Mumbai. The story, I read the story for about 7 days, stayed with it, let it sort of, boil within me. And it so happened I was flying back from Dehradun to Delhi, and when you approach Delhi, we were approaching through Noida, and I saw these lovely paddy fields. When I looked at them, something happened in me. I enjoyed looking at the forms, the textures, the colors, and the thought sort of stayed with me. For me, I feel a designer should be inquisitive enough, also be interested in the world just beyond graphic design. This happened. Next day, I reached my office, and when I looked at my keypad, something happened to me, and I knew that the idea has clicked. This is how then I decided to take that idea forward. This is how I, as a designer, like to chase my ideas to get to that image that I saw in my heart and my head. And this is what happened. A marriage between the content and the visual representation of that content. The next story is A Day in Life by Anjum Hassan. These are 14 short stories talking about a whole host of characters explaining their everyday life. There is a lot of hope, longing, belonging, and what gets into the interiorness of their lives. Anjum was very interested in using this very famous painting by the artist Bhupen Kakkar. While I absolutely loved it myself, but my problem was the boxiness of it. And as I said, I'm not someone who can just slap on a picture on the cover. So as a designer, it was very challenging for me to deconstruct it, to construct the new idea, the new cover out of it, which later on felt was an easy task. I worked around certain geometry and managed to sort of integrate the image into a very cohesive unit, which you see on the screen. But the challenge begins now. As I said, disasters don't leave me that easily. I thought we will clear the picture permissions in Delhi. I went to the National Gallery of Modern Art, and they said they particularly don't have this image. I was pushed around from pillar to post for 3 months, from Delhi to New York, New York to Mumbai, Mumbai to Hong Kong, and I finally managed to procure the permissions in London. And that's how my commitment stayed with this cover, and so was Anjum's. So for a designer, perseverance and commitment are very pertinent. I was so passionate because it worked so beautifully for the cover that I did not give up my commitments towards it. Next is this seminal work by author Pranay Lal called Indica, which talks about the natural history of the Indian subcontinent through fierce reptiles, amazing dinosaurs, mammals, and plants. Pranay supplied a whole host of images for me to work with. And I had about 300 images to work with. But the challenge for a designer is that how do you condense so much of content into one visual that will speak up for those 400, 500 pages? And for me, the cover is an extension of author's voice and words. And hence it puts so much of responsibility on your shoulders that you have to justify that body of work. Through those collages, I composed this image which is based on the sky, the land, and the water, and peppered these lovely creatures all around the cover and keeping the typography really simple. Because for me, a cover is a design and not a decoration. So I always like to look back that if I haven't decorated it, is every element making sense on the cover? Another disaster which just happened last June. We were publishing Amitav Ghosh, and my publisher called me and we wanted to discuss how to go about the cover. And she said, she gave me the manuscript and said, it's a really lovely story, and the element that is really pertinent to the narrative is a king cobra. God help me, I have terrible phobia of reptiles and particularly snakes. One side, I had this terrible phobia. On the other side, I was so greedy to design it for Amitav because I'm such an ardent fan of his work that I could not sleep for almost a week. But as designers, I feel we are very courageous individuals. We know how to work out of our comfort zone. And I couldn't even get onto internet to look for like the images of king cobra because it's completely out of my reach. I had this beautiful idea that I started thinking about the representation of king cobra in different ways, and I thought, how about having it illustrated in the most beautiful way through a botanical artist. I approached somebody in Bangalore, and she did a fabulous job. And the surprising thing is, when the illustration came in, I fell in love with it. I used the image, I integrated the typography into it, and this is an only exception where I actually held the book in my hands and not being scared about it. The next one is a fascinating body of work by Faiz Ahmad Faiz, The Colors of My Heart. I feel as designers, we can do a lot more just by listening to what the words have to say, how editors are talking about it, understand sales passion. And exactly that's what I was doing in this one. These are, Faiz Ahmad Faiz is a very renowned poet from 20th century and an iconic voice of his generation. And the book talked about love, lust, grief, sense of longing, and so many different themes that are so poetic, so beautiful, and they spoke to me at different level because I'm also a painter. I stayed with the idea for a couple of days. I absorbed the thoughts in me, and sometimes you really don't have immediate answers. You start researching visually and go all over, talk to people, because I personally feel people are the best human libraries, so full of ideas and different representations. I started researching these lovely images of jalis and this glass work to sort of integrate the author's voice to the cover, because this book was offering a new dimension to poets' work, which we were bringing with a very modern personality. I stayed with these images for a couple of weeks, and this is what I came up with, where there was a lot of gold work. It's a graphics that was Jali inspired with broken gold work all over, and some of the color blocks that you see actually have a very transparent, shimmery effect to it. I was fortunate enough to go to Knopf, which is one of the finest literary imprints in the world, for an internship for about a month. The book that I was given to work on was God in the Quran by Jack Miles. Now, Jack's earlier book, God, established itself so wonderfully all over the world, also the cover. It has actually become an iconic cover, and I'm sure some of you must have seen this as well. The brief was to have something which is so simple, so intellectually elegant, and yet strong enough to have its own appeal, but also to work in sync with God. After a couple of hit and trials, after a lot of thinking, And with someone who believes in simplicity as strength, this is what I came up with. And my last story is about the next cover that I designed is So All Is Peace by Vandana Lal. It's a debut. It's a really atmospheric, very claustrophobic story of these two women struggling with the everyday realities of the city, of life. And as the image maker, the challenge was to come up with that one image that will speak for 300, 400 pages. One of the techniques that some of us follow is to read the manuscript from back to front so that you are not caught up in this web of imagery. And that's what I did for this one. And still was not able to get to the heart of it. The instance that stayed with me was when these two protagonists, they bury this man in a bathtub in cement. And I was like, it's unheard of. And where will I find any imagery to match up to this idea? So as a designer, sometimes it's very depressing also because you're trying to chase an idea. You have an image of an idea, but you don't know how to get there. And I do have my phases when I'm absolutely elated, but also when I am absolutely depressed for days because I know where I want to go, but I don't know how to go. I stayed with this idea and I started getting my hands dirty. I made this cement pool at home actually. And these are laser cut wooden letters that have been buried into the cement and peppered with some flowers. The cement got dried off in a couple of hours. We photographed it and it became the cover. Author loved it, sales loved it, the book is out, hopefully you will love it. So at the end, I want to say that a book cover design is by no means a shot in the darkness. It is rather a painstaking process, an iterative process to arrive at that one particular image that will really be fitting the narrative. And hope has its own dynamics, as said Abhijit Banerjee in a recent interview, and I can't agree more. And I feel life is like a book. You know, you don't know what next chapter brings to you and what tomorrow brings to you. And disaster and hope, I think, go hand in hand for me. My message is never shy away from disasters, stop being hopeful. Also, because only when you have hope peppered with disasters, when the sun goes down, then only the star comes up. Thank you.